we had this discussion again in the Discord, and it got kind of heated in there. And I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on this. This is the 2024-25 version of the Memphis Tigers. The 2021-22 version of the Tigers was Landers Nolly, Imani Bates, DeAndre Williams, Jalen Duren, Josh Minot, Lester Quinones. Those are the main guys, right?
A lot of NBA talent.
A lot of NBA talent on that team. And then the team that this team has been compared to the most was the 22-23 team, Kendrick Davis, DeAndre Williams, and then Chandler Lawson. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently the defensive captain, according to Penny, when he played.
Yeah.
The 6'6" starting center. Anyway, sorry.
Don't forget Elijah McCadden.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, brother. Keontae Kennedy punching a wall. What are we doing?
The conversation was about which team would you take? Would you – and the conversation got started by somebody saying, I would take that 2021 team and the 22-23 team over this team any day of the week.
No.
What are y'all's thoughts on that?
As a college basketball team, I would take this team. And now Jalen Duren, absolutely incredible. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But like as far as the drama and stuff that came with Landers Nolly and Imani Bates, I think that in large part is what derailed that team. And all of us know more, behind the scenes stuff that, we're privy to a lot of things that have happened behind the scenes with this Memphis basketball program. And if it's copy and paste, like it's that team, it's those egos, it's those things that happen behind the scenes, like this team, bar none. And we all love that 22 team, like Kendrick Davis, Elijah McCadden, Keontae Kennedy, DeAndre. Like that was a really gritty team. And Kendrick was obviously the focal point. But then you look at this team and you just have way more options. It was Kendrick, DeAndre, and then there was nothing really after that, especially offensively. With this team, you've got PJ, you've got Dane, you've got Tyrese Hunter, Colby Rogers. All those guys are respectable, really solid college players. So talent for talent, you look at the 21 team, of course, a lot more NBA talent on that team probably than this team. But as far as a pure college basketball team, I don't even think it should be a question. Like this year's team is the best.
I'm going to give you the right take on this, the correct one.
Absolutely, man. I feel privileged.
Okay, as a college basketball, like all these teams, obviously this year's team's accomplished the most. They're dealing with accomplishing the most, the best of all those teams. If I could take the 21-22 roster and bring in the 24-25 Penny Hardaway and meld those two together, that is the answer. That would, because the no nonsense, cut the drama out quickly, Penny Hardaway, the short rotation, no pity minutes, Penny Hardaway, with that level of talent.
Yeah.
Give me that all damn day. Because was a tremendous level. Like Lester probably would have been unlocked. You know what I mean? Think about what he's done since he left Memphis.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren's one of the best young big men in the league. Like I would absolutely take that roster. And if Landers Nolly was going to bitch along the way, you know what Penny probably would have done?
Sad.
All right, stay away from the team. Imani Bates goes to get his whatever, back surgery or whatever it was. What was it? It's like
his back.
Penny would have been like, all right, stay there.
Yeah.
So like I would take that roster with the no nonsense 24-25 Penny Hardaway. I think that's the correct answer. But
yeah.
As a team, if all things are how they were at that moment in time, it's this team.
This year.
Yeah. It's this team.
Do you think so? I guess the question, if you're looking at the 22 team and you're taking this team, the question is really not about the teams, because it's clear this roster is better. The question really is about the two-headed monster of Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams versus the two-headed monster of PJ Haggerty and Dane Danger.
Well, I'm taking PJ Haggerty, Tyrese Hunter,
that's
Dane Danger, and Colby.
There's more. It's more.
You know what I mean? And then PJ Carter's been good off the bench.
Right.
Who's a Cisse, nice big to have.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think the reason I would lean to the like actual roster of 21-22 is because there's just so much NBA talent. But I think you have this is about as good of a mix of the 21-22 and the 22-23 roster as you could get this season. where you have PJ Haggerty, who probably is going to be, I don't know. I mean, I got to imagine be a draft pick or an NBA player at some point, or at least get a shot, a pretty damn good shot at some point. I'll see what happens with Tyrese Hunter. He's short, but he'll probably have a good overseas career. Like, I think you have a good mix of talent and experience where those teams were strictly talent and strictly experience.
Yeah. So I agree. The roster, yes. Would you take Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams over PJ Haggerty and Dane Danger?
That's tough. I would say
I want PJ. I think okay, I'm going to get this is my take. I think PJ's the best of all of them. I'm saying that pretty confidently. So that's something you have to manage. I think PJ is the best player of all of them. And I know that, probably a month or two ago would have been blasphemous to say.
But even if you say PJ's better than Kendrick, what's the gap between Dane and DeAndre? Is it bigger than the
pretty
gap?
Big. I know, but
bigger than the gap between Kendrick and PJ. And
I don't want a team without PJ, man. If you're offering me PJ, I'm taking PJ. That's the problem.
So you got to take you can't split them up. You have to go.
Give me PJ and DeAndre. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that team's never losing.
What do you think, Christian? Who would you take? You got to take.
I'll take PJ and Dane because I don't want to be without PJ.
Okay. That's so tough. So let's say, can we at least add the stipulation like you have this year's core around those two?
Just the two.
Just the two players.
Just the two.
You're building a roster. You can take one of the two twos. I'm taking
one of the
PJ.
2 twos.
I'm sorry, just put PJ on my team. I'll make everything.
I think I might be with Gabe on this because I think if you had, I don't think you could have had that much more talent around Kendrick and DeAndre because Kendrick is not as willing to defer as PJ, and he was not as efficient as PJ is.
Totally
agree.
And I think that's what
efficiency is nuts.
It's nuts. Exactly. And DeAndre,
leading scorer at 40% from three and basically 50% from the field.
Right. Which Kendrick had hyper efficient games, but overall, he was so relied upon that he wasn't as efficient.
And you know what else PJ gives me? A little more on the other end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a crazy amount, but Kendrick was 5'10". Kendrick is 5'10".
Do y'all really think the gap
between, athletic?
Do y'all really think the gap between DeAndre and Dane is that big?
I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty sizable.
DeAndre offered more on the defensive end. DeAndre could stretch out to the 3-point line. DeAndre had some decent post moves. He's not on Dane's level with the footwork and stuff in the post, but I think DeAndre provides more to his game than Dane.
From a leadership perspective, from an energy perspective, from just being that guy on the team.
I don't think it's like some monumental gap.
No, but I think there's a gap.
There's a gap.
Clear gap.
But I think the answer for me is just and people can disagree. I think this is one that's a really tough one.
That's close. It's close.
I just don't think I can reasonably be offered PJ Haggerty, this version of PJ Haggerty, and deny this version of PJ Haggerty. That's just not. That doesn't seem. That's not real. You have to take him.
So y'all are telling me y'all think PJ Haggerty's the best guard that Penny has had on his roster in his entire 7 years at Memphis?
Yes. I'll say that pretty confidently.
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, the scoring, yes, of course, but it's the efficiency and averaging 2 steals per game. I think he's third on the team in rebounds at 5.3 rebounds per game. He does everything. He's a selfless basketball player. He's efficient, which is so crucial for a lead guard to be able to do. He has so many elements to his game. So
and he's big, and he's a big.
And
kid.
I will say, this is not a caught in the moment take either.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. Obviously, I think tournament success will have a lot to say about PJ Haggerty, the ultimate legacy at Memphis.
Right.
Sure.
Because let's be frank about it, man.
When we talk about the whole package, PJ Haggerty is the best, probably singular player. Most productive player Penny's ever had.
Yeah, I mean numbers prove that. Numbers prove that.